Hi, folks. Good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. Today, I'm going to do a brief video. Someone asked me to do a video that I had done, a couple people actually, about the series or a couple videos I did, "What's in Your Backpack?" And really, the the focus of this video actually comes from Up in the Air, which stars George Clooney. And I don't take full credit for this. This is actually comes from that movie. But the point that I want to make, because some people ask for some clarification on this, when I talk about what is in your backpack, I'm actually talking about your personality or your baggage. And we always hear that cliche about somebody doesn't want no baggage in a relationship, or they're start a new job and they say, "Well, I don't have any baggage from my old job." And the point here is, in both cases, uh, the baggage or the backpack. The point here is not really looking at what you have in the backpack, but what you do with that's in that backpack. I said to one of my girls the other day, it's not what you do when you get a setback, it's what you do after that setback that makes you more stronger or puts you on a path where you need to be. I think what a lot of people do, and I see this where I work at, people get into an environment where they're not happy, or they're unclear, they don't know new people, and it can get very, very scary for some people. In essence, I see this, especially there seems to be more of a problem because I lived in Arizona for a while. I even spent some time up in the state of New York and a few other places, especially out west for a while in Utah and also in Oregon. It seems to be a very big problem, especially what I call the Rust Belt. And what I mean by the Rust Belt is Ohio, Indiana, parts of Kentucky, Michigan, in that people are reluctant to have change. And the point out of that is, for growth to occur, aka your backpack, you have to be willing to make those sacrifices and change. For instance, for example, I'm working on a project with my boss. Uh, Normally, I worked yesterday, and I had a meeting with him yesterday. So I took part of today to work on an outline of our project, and then I'll start filling it in on Monday because I have to take my one daughter back to her school tomorrow. But the point is, I had made a commitment that I got up early, 8:30, and said that I would get this done by necessarily by 12, 1 o'clock. Necessarily, I got it done about 2:30. I did take a break to eat breakfast, and then I did eat some lunch. But in essence, what I did is I got a good rough outline, and now what I'll do is take Monday and Tuesday and fill in that outline. And I told him I'd have some kind of outline to him on Monday morning. So for me, granted that with that backpack or that issue is like, oh my God, I got all this going on. Do I really can I do this? You have to make those sacrifices to make those changes in life. So, in other words, what is in that backpack, which is part of your personality or your past experiences, you have to keep an open mind and be willing to make those changes. And I really think this is the foundation for many people when they want to make changes is that it's scary. And I think this goes back to something Steve Harvey said about jump. And then you can pull that video up, an excellent video. Is that, and I exclusively told somebody this on Friday. For you to really make a change in your life, you've got to be willing to jump. And what I mean by jump is for you to make a change in life, you got to make that change. You got to make that first step. And somebody sent me something also that Steve Harvey sent about people fish for fun or fish for food. And though I like the analogy in itself, I always like that analogy. Teach teach someone to fish and you can feed them for a lifetime. And I think that goes well with what I'm saying today as part of this backpack is have empower people to make a change in their backpack or their life, and that creates more empowerment for them and those people around them. I think even Jesus Christ said this, that you go out and reach out to people, you increase their opportunities in life sevenfold. And that is important too. So in other words, what you're doing is when you're looking at excuse me, at this backpack, you're making those changes not only to affect your life, but those that are around you. So if you use something as a crutch, you have to let that go. And as Steve Harvey says, you have to jump and make that changes. Now, granted, you're going to have setbacks, and I've setbacks too, because like I said, when finishing my PhD, it didn't always go the way I wanted it to plan. Same thing with the job I currently have. It doesn't necessarily go all the way to plan. In some of my relationships, they don't necessarily go the way I plan. But the point I make out of this, because this is my backpack or my personality and empowerment, I'm willing to make those changes and be grateful. And finally, that is my point in life. You got to always be grateful and be grateful that things will work out and have that gut feeling that change will occur. Anyway, folks, this is a food for thought. So somebody reached out to me about the backpack and do some clarification on that. Please like and subscribe at the bottom. And I will reach out to you very shortly, sometime next weekend. Anyway, if you want any more information or leave your comments, email me at bthomaspsych. That's BTHOMAS at gmail.com. Anyway, folks, talk to you real soon and have a great week. And like I said, talk to you soon.